Okay, shout out to the source for this interview. This is a great breakdown, and I think it sheds light on what could possibly have happened to this young woman. Okay, now it picks up from the point when the two had an altercation. Okay, so let's start here. First of all, let me hold on for a minute. Okay, I'm back. So let's make this bigger and let's listen to this.
But added that since their arrival, they had been fighting constantly inside their room. Upon receiving the report,
Okay, so these two, since their arrival, despite the little videos they did, or maybe that was a previous trip, these two were fighting, okay? They were fighting nonstop, okay? And the fighting was reported to hotel management, okay? Let's go.
Management went to speak to them to ask if they were having any issues or facing any difficulties. But after witnessing the situation and the conflict between the two, management decided to maintain peace and security and avoid disturbing other guests, to relocate her partner Joseph and moved him to another area, specifically room 65. He needed clarification about the room. I was referring to the villas, what they call villas. Those are the self-contained units. So he was in number 25. They moved him to number 65. It's within walking distance, about 8 to 10 minutes away from the original location.
Okay, so the two were separated, okay, into different rooms. They probably said to management, just give me another room. Just give me another room, okay? Now, the mindset distraught. We don't know what was the reason behind the argument, but it was volatile. It was volatile enough that hotel management agreed to put them into two different rooms. Okay, let's go.
At the house number 25. After a while, about 2 to 3 hours later, at 8:55, one of the staff members who usually makes evening rounds to spray for bugs or assist guests with any needs they might have. The attendant arrived early, around 7:30. He met with the person in question, Ashlee, and asked if she needed any assistance. Ashlee replied, "I do need service, but please come back. But for now, could I borrow your charger? My phone is having some trouble charging." The attendant, whose name we're withholding for now as our investigation is ongoing, he simply gave her the charger and went to serve other guests.
Okay, so right there, the young lady tells the hotel assistant that, hey, that's responsible for spraying the room each night for bugs. Okay, she said, hey, can you come back in 20 minutes? Or 15 minutes? Can you come back? And do you have a charger? Okay, that I can use. So the hotel attendant gave her the charger and said, I'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, let's go.
Rooms 24 and 26, but then he remembered he needed to go back to room 25 where Ashlee was staying. He returned about 20 minutes later, knocked on the door, but it wouldn't open. No one answered, but the lights inside were off. Since he had a key, a spare for emergencies, he found the door locked, so he used it to check inside. He found it dark inside, but as he tried to close the door to look around further, he heard a thud to his left where the closets were.
Okay. So he comes back to the room 20 minutes later, okay? The room is dark, okay? Because he's coming back because he has to spray the room. He opens the door, okay? He hears a thud, okay? A thud when he comes in the world. So she was waiting for him to come. And I just think this is a not a prank, but a cry for help. Emotionally, a distraught woman, clearly a broken woman, okay, hung herself. Okay, let's go.
He looked, he saw her. Ashlee, the guest, hanging inside the closet. She had used a drawstring from a sweater, the kind you tie around the waist. She tied it to the hotel closet rod. You know how closets have the metal rod for the hangers? That's where she tied it and blinked herself. He found her there in a state of distress and immediately rushed out. Okay,
so instead of taking her down, okay, and giving her CPR or whatever. He runs and go gets help. Now this may be a shock. He didn't expect to see this. So, let's have some mercy on the guy, okay? Because none of us know what we would do if we were in his predicament. We don't know how old this individual is. We don't know his sensibilities. But, his first instinct was run to go get help. Okay.
Attendant raised the alarm and hotel management arrived on the scene immediately. They quickly moved her to provide first aid and rushed her to the nearest hospital for...
Okay, so this is why she was still breathing, because this was something that was done in me. I hate to say this because this week I had gotten to the point where I just wanted to go be with my mother. You know what I'm saying? It was just a temporary feeling, but I didn't take any actions to unalive myself. I didn't take any. You get to the point, but when you're at a broken state, because this woman was looking for love, I don't know what happened between her and homeboy, and she used strangulation because hey, that will get people. I don't think she meant to kill herself, but because she wasn't, her oxygen supply probably was cut off too soon. She did a lot of damage very quickly. Okay. And she couldn't survive the stunt. Okay. I don't think she meant to really kill herself, but it was an accident. And it's hard to believe this because we look at appearances. She's obviously broken. Okay. She was in search, and we want to be loved. Most female, we were created for man. We were created for him. And he was supposed to love us. And in our quest, instead of being patient with God, these young girls think if I show enough body, if I get a BBL, if I get enough hair weave, I put enough makeup on, some man will find me attractive. Okay, and now they don't want the plumbers, they don't want the Uber ride, they don't want the Amazon workers, they don't want the blue collar workers. They want these rich men that everybody else want. I never wanted a rich man. I never wanted to marry a doctor or a lawyer. That I didn't look for that. I didn't want the man that everybody else want. Okay? I don't like competing for love. Okay? All right, let's go. Let's continue.
Emergency care. After receiving initial treatment, the patient was transferred to Ampola Hospital located in the Western City for further treatment. While undergoing treatment on April 9th of 2026, at approximately 3 p.m., she passed away while still under medical care. The investigation into this incident is still ongoing. As I speak to doctors along with the experts that are working in Lumumba Government Hospital, to conduct a post-mortem, meaning the death investigation, and once the full details are available from those reports, we will be able to determine exactly what happened at the scene and the underlying cause.
Yes, this is it. This is that's more plausible to me. It makes more sense. And yeah, this guy, the way he moved afterwards was suspect. I agree, But hey, when you a white man on a continent of Africa, okay, and your black fiance is dead by hanging, people gonna be side-eyeing you, okay? That's just normal. But this makes more sense. I don't think she intended to kill herself. She knew an attendant was coming back. This was a cry for help that gone wrong. The attendant did not cut her down immediately. He ran and got help, and this is where we are. And I know it's hard for her parents to accept that, saying she was so full of life, but she was obviously broken. She was obviously didn't have the self-love that we think that she had, because she was all over the world trying to find love. I don't know if she was tricking. People trying to say she was tricking, but that soft life is really a hard life. It's a hard life. God said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, because life is worth more than what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna eat. That's what fools think about that don't know God. But God says, if you seek me first, I'm here to take care of you. I am Jehovah Jireh, the Lord that provides. If you just come, you ain't got to work yourself into a grave. You ain't got to worship your job. You ain't got to worry about your title and your representation. All you got to focus on is the redemptive work of Christ. The redemptive, and how you can be a better, how you can live better, how you can do better, how you can speak better. I'm done.